Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ooh. What an intro.
Brought to you by money.
What an
Consider
intro.
exchanging some with Turndownforwalt.com for some sweet merch, or throw it at my Patreon so I can tell my mom I have an OnlyFans. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Susan Wojcicki here. In this episode of Frame Data, we're going to take a look at the man, the myth, and the legend, Hungrybox. HBox is no stranger to breaking the sound barrier with his legendary celebrations. And in this episode, we'll be highlighting what peak pop-off performance truly looks like.
Oh my god.
We're going to break down the pop-off heard round the world. One so powerful.
Yo, the animation!
Man.
Yeah! Yeah, mother...
Who drew that? Who the
It's
fuck drew
February
that?
12th, 2021. The tournament is East Coast Fridays 148. In the age of online events, East Coast Fridays and other tournaments serve as Hungrybox's and many other Melee players' sole means for competitive play. At the top of HBox's competition for this event was Avery Ginger Wilson, a Michigan Concho player who had just been picked up by Luminosity Gaming 5 days prior. The timing of Ginger's sponsorship could not have been more perfect. These two were clear favorites for winning the event, and the bracket panned out such that they'd be playing for first place, pride, and $11. Prior to this tournament, though, Ginger had actually taken their last best-of-5 set and smashed them at 10, also being the first time ever that Ginger had taken more than a single game off of Hungrybox in a tournament set. In the rollback era, Ginger is known for playing in an online event as often as he breathes air, while Hungrybox is known for playing Ultimate, so this matchup is about as dead even as it gets. If we take a look at the bracket,
I hate that so it
Hungrybox
lost.
and Ginger
It
first
hurts
faced
so
off
bad.
in winners finals. HBox's stream at this point in the tournament had been receiving a number of bounties, one of which was for a 3-0 win in this very set.
It was.
He unfortunately would not win the award as he dropped Game 3 to finish the set with a 3-1 victory, but we'll see these bounties again later in the tournament.
The bounties, dude.
The set
That's you
itself
guys.
is rather unimportant. What we really need to examine here is the pop-off, to see if we can find anything of note that will help us break down what comes next. Let's watch.
Yeah! Yeah! Fuck yeah! Yeah! Fuck yeah!
Oh my god, dude. I'm a freak. I'm a monster of nature.
Grand finals.
Pretty mild, all things considered, but wait a second. Just a few seconds after advancing to Grands, what's HBox drinking?
What is this?
LaCroix? And it's mango flavored.
Bruh.
This will be important later on, so keep it in mind.
What?
In losers finals, Ginger would defeat
What?
Big Balls to return to Hungrybox.
What?
And in the first set of Grands, Ginger would destroy Hungrybox with a 3-0 win to reset the bracket. Without a second set to fall back on, it's clear the tension is high at this point. HBox actually
Jesus,
goes
dude.
up 2-0 in the second set, showing he's in absolutely zero danger of losing the tournament.
That's
With
not
this in
true.
mind, the remaining time in the set is spent to plan the inevitable. How will HBox celebrate this win? Champagne? Confetti? A giant check?
Shut up!
With about 5:40 left on the endgame timer,
I get
HBox
reversed.
finds the final opening to lead to his victory. And even with 2 games of cushion and a stock lead, a fly guy interferes with Ginger's recovery to put the final nail in the coffin. But it wouldn't be Ginger going into that coffin. Let's zoom in.
Here we go.
Yes! Fuck yeah! Yeah, mother...
He's done it. A celebration somehow better
What
than the
is
Evo
this?
2016 win.
Why is this being analyzed?
So hard, he rested himself. HBox's pop-off is the only move
Why
in
is
Super
this?
Smash Bros. Melee with a variable number of frames depending on the following factors. His opponent, match history, scale of win, tension of set, and
Dude.
fatigue. Oftentimes we see this pop-off as an incredibly long button, even longer than Axe's with more invincibility throughout.
What?
An average level pop-off out
69
of Hungrybox can range anywhere from 69 to 420 frames in duration, but here, every influencing factor was cranked up to 11. After the set's conclusion, HBox sits with chat and an important post-tournament analysis. Let's see what he has to say about the win. Now, this makes a lot of sense, but Hungrybox is neglecting to include some very critical information. HBox's stream in its entirety lasted for about 7 hours.
7 hours
He claims
stream.
He did not consume a single atom of sustenance. In fact, the last proven food item we had actually seen from Hungrybox was a Domino's pizza purchased in May of 2020.
No!
The pizza unfortunately self-destructed on its last stock, being tragically dropped in front of thousands,
Oh my
and there was no discernible proof that Hungrybox has eaten since.
Bro.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to send out another pizza tonight because we're closed now, and so the system won't let me take another driver out. The best I can do is
How did he
give you
find
credit
these?
for it, and if you want to order tomorrow,
I'll take the credit.
all right. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
So if we add 7 hours to the last time he had a pizza,
What
this
the
calculates
fuck?
out to over 8 months without nourishment.
And I
8 months.
remember ending up on the floor, ending up on the same floor that pizza ended up. All right, so I didn't drop the pizza anymore. I dropped my
8
whole
months.
ass body that time.
Without a pizza to his name, HBox's only option at this point is to drop his entire body to the floor in search of those delectable slices he had dropped just a year ago.
Shut the fuck
He
up.
unfortunately misses the tech, which cost him a few frames of disadvantage, but it's already too late. HBox can't find the pizza, and it's been 261 days.
Tell you the stream that I had done in total was about 7
fuck?
hours long, and so I hadn't eaten any food in 7 hours, and I was staying kind of hydrated with some LaCroix, or La Croix, whatever you want to call it.
Remember that LaCroix we talked about earlier? Well, studies show that the average human can survive 8 to 21 days without food and water, and up to 2 months if there's access to an adequate water intake.
Holy shit.
Sources conveniently don't mention how long a person can survive without LaCroix, though.
Okay, I have a
With
fridge
HBox as a baseline, it turns
full
out
of it.
it's at least 261 days. If we assume an average caloric intake of 2,500
What?
calories per day,
What is
this
this?
calculates out to a deficit of 652,500 calories since HBox last dropped the pizza in July 2020.
Why is he going in so
100
hard?
calories is the minimum level needed to survive without the body entering what's called a starvation mode. But LaCroix has no calories. So how the fuck did Hungrybox manage to survive seemingly without any calorie intake for almost a full year?
The
The answer,
music.
of course, lies in his pop-offs. When Hungrybox finally finds the pizza he dropped almost a year ago, he'll need to heat it back up, and that's going to take quite a bit of energy. The medical term for Hungrybox's celebration is called SYNCOPE. This is defined as fainting, a sudden temporary loss of consciousness,
What the
or popping off so hard you fucking die. What happened here was simply a case of HBox expending too much energy too quickly. Now, we've seen HBox pop-offs powerful enough to transcend streams, but this one carries enough energy to completely remove a person from this plane of existence. Exactly how much energy are we talking about, though? Let's take a look. The thermoacoustic effect is the conversion of sound energy into heat energy.
This is
Thermoacoustic
too much.
devices use sound reverberation to convert mechanical
This
energy
is too
into a
much!
temperature differential or
What the
vice versa.
heat exchanger?
We're considering Hungrybox's pop-offs as our thermoacoustic device, converting sound energy into a temperature differential in order to reheat his dinner. The average human yells at about 80 decibels, which produces about 0.001 watts of energy. Since many people will violently argue that pineapple doesn't belong on pizza,
What?
we'll remove the toppings from our calculations, which leaves us with an approximate 500 gram or 0.5 kilogram
This is
Domino's
art.
pizza.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Specific heat capacity of cheese is about 3,270 joules per kilogram degree Celsius, while the crust clocks in at about
This is
2800
chemical
joules
engineering.
per kilogram degree Celsius. For the record, this difference in specific heat capacity is an actual scientific reason
I'm sorry.
why you burn
Fucking
the roof of
ass.
your mouth on the cheese of the pizza, but not the crust. For the sake of simplicity, we'll drop the specific heat of the cheese and say that we need to raise the internal temperature of the pizza to approximately 165 degrees Fahrenheit from a room temperature of about 68 degrees. Using this equation, we can find that this would require 75,600 joules to heat a single pizza, and since we know the average human produces about 0.001 watts of energy by popping off, we can use this equation to calculate the time needed to output this power.
He did the math!
The answer? HBox would need to pop off for 75,600,000 seconds, or 2 years and 135 days,
What
in
the
order to reheat the drop pizza. HBox's 261 days of Mango LaCroix doesn't even come close to the 875 days of popping off required to reheat the Lost Dominoes. So what gives?
This is bubble
If
theory.
we consider the 652,500 calories of deficit we talked about earlier, that equates to a whopping 2,730,060 joules.
This is
of energy.
thermo.
Assuming a perfect system, that is perfect energy transfer, perfect insulation to remove heat loss calculations, and a perfect unending steady stream of acoustic energy, the energy expended by Hungrybox's 261 days of exclusive Mango LaCroix diet would be capable of heating up to 36 Domino's pizzas. This is obviously a very unrealistic simulation though, as Hungrybox's pop-offs are much louder than 80 decibels. In any case, both HBox and Ginger are incredible players, but Hungrybox's sheer energy output just far outmatched Ginger at this event. Unfortunately, Hungrybox died momentarily, but we can learn one valuable lesson from this. In the world of Super Smash Bros. Melee, there is a single absolute. The only thing that can defeat Hungrybox is Hungrybox. Or a pizza. Or a national LaCroix shortage. Or all of that.
Yes! Fuck! Yes! And I'm not fainting! I'm fucking winning! Yeah!
Thanks for watching.
Why did he go so hard in this
What's up,
fucking
ladies and
video?
gentlemen? Walt here. Shoutouts to Susan Wojcicki for completely shafting my channel analytics, and Turndownforwalt.com for making some sick merch. As always, links to any reference data sources will be in the description below. Jokes aside, we love you, HBox, and hope everything is well with you. Stay healthy and keep those incredible pop-offs coming. If you see a play that you think would make for a good breakdown, feel free to tweet at me at Turndownforwalt or come chat in our community Discord. Thanks again for watching, and happy April Fool's Day.
That was incredible. That was the best thing I've seen all day. I mean, add a comment. He did all the math. Bro, first place, pride, and $11. That's just like the greatest. This is the greatest April Fool's. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. Everyone like this video, and honestly, if you're not subscribed to Turndownforwalt, he made a video about Genghis Swan. He made a lot of videos, a lot of just cool videos about like niche melee stuff that you might not even think about.